coming into this session. I'm going to just talk around it. The material is available for us to have access to. I had to do the material 2 times. I did one yesterday night, but I couldn't find it again this morning. So immediately I got here, I had to do this one again, and this was like better than version 1.0. This is version 2.0. Anyway, like Mr. Ayo said, I do a couple of things that I'm very, very passionate about. One of them is marketing. I like marketing. I like to work with SMEs and startups and talk about how they can sell anything. So whether you have a product, you have an idea, you have a service, you want to take it to the market, I love that, right? And I've worked in VC before. I worked 3 years VC. I started Kinetic about 11 years ago. So cumulatively, I'm not that ancient of this. I just have about 15 years experience. So 12 years of running my own OSU and 3 years working in VC. My background is geology from FUTA, 2006, right? And MBA and finance and marketing and everything in between. Today, I do marketing large scale. I also do, in terms of marketing, I've done jobs with Facebook, with Google, manage Google digital skills, manage Facebook boost to business, manage IBM digital missions, right? Anywhere they talk digital marketing within the length and breadth of this country, my name is in the forefront, my work is in the forefront, yeah? So that's marketing. On the finance side, like you mentioned, we do all the 4 types of funding that are available, whether you're looking at debt. Even as of yesterday, we just got an offer letter from a bank for a client that is raising a facility. I work with some of my bosses at the Lagos Angels Network, AC for Africa. Lagos Angels? Yeah, they told me to be led and everything like that, right? And grants on the UWIM project. I was a zonal coordinator on the UWIM project for 3 years. I was in charge of Imo State, then later become the zonal coordinator for Southeast. We're looking at startup ideas, businesses, raising funds, getting grants. So on the funding part, whether you're looking at equity, or you're looking at debt, or you're looking at grants, our leg is also a bit inside. So there is marketing to my work, there is technology to my work, and there's funding to my work. Right, so I now have 3 businesses that help us do these 3 things as a business, right? So that's me in summary. Sorry that I just have to bore you. Everything I say here, you may not agree with it, and that's okay. You know, you can disagree as much as you can, but however small a little you gain, I think it should be of value. So today I want to talk around. And this is me. I was on Channels TV for 5 years as their SME consultant. Business Monday, 10 to 10:30. You know, I talk digital marketing, technology. I talk SME, you know, for business. Now my program on Channels TV has ended. I'm now with impact TV. Somewhere around Express, somewhere. You know, so we still do this SME talk and work everywhere. So this is where my talk will start. If you own or run a small business in this country, you will have to deal with any of these 7 challenges. Of the 30 million, maybe even 40 million small businesses, including startups in Nigeria are still very small. And there's a conversation around who should we be helping the most. Should we be helping startups? In fact, maybe 3 conversations. Should we be helping SMEs, which are in their 30 million plus, or should we be helping startups, which are still in their under 500,000 plus, or should we be helping the creative industry? Today, I'm doing a project with MasterCard Foundation and EDC, where we are working with a lot of creatives, transforming Nigeria into TY and TNY. So what I've seen in my normal consultancy, instead of me to work with you and to work with him, God has helped me that I've just gone corporate. I've gone OC. I don't know how to explain. There's a word, I'm looking for that one. So there was a time where I'd rather come to you to do business with you, do business for you. But now I don't handle those portfolios again. I sit on projects. I sit on UN project. We do SME work, wholesale. I sit on transforming Nigerian youth project. I do BOI, ESP, JEF, anyway. Sorry?
You've done your own version of enterprise.
Enterprise. So you say the thing is not wholesale. We do program for Sweden across North Central, you know, 2 years, or just different things, right? So it's very difficult for me to chase retail clients and one-on-one. I just sit on projects and it's a bit better, right?
So I know your clients.
No, you're kind of my client, but I haven't done this. I've gotten one PO from Google before and my life changed, man. Then I got another PO from Facebook. I got another, you know, when they give you PO, and, you know, you just understand that the conversation is different, right? So that is that. So of these 7 challenges, I want to talk around this one, systems and structure. There's a complex conversation of it. I'll talk the high end, but I'll also talk the very basic, right? And this is what, if you don't pick any, this is what systems and structure is in any business. This is what it is. Someone has said in a book I read very long time ago, said there are only 7 ways available to anybody to make money. 7 ways. He listed those 7 ways. And he said the more of those options you have, the better for you. But these are 4 ways for out of the 7 that we can make money. They've said that the lowest entry, the easiest to get is this one. To have a job, to do an 8 to 5 or a 9 to 5, get a paycheck, right? And there's nothing wrong here. But the challenge here is that just a very few people have hit wealth or $1 million, $1 billion here. So 1 or 2 persons did it, a couple of persons did it, right? In Microsoft, in Apple, right? Jack Welch did it in GE, right? So there are some businesses that you can be an employee and rise to the highest top and even have a stocking option. You have a stake in the business. So you're not going anywhere to start anything. Your life is just good where your life is at the moment. So there's nothing wrong here. Then after here, typically it comes here. The challenge with here is that as of today, there are over 24 million unemployed Nigerians. So when you call for a vacancy for 10 persons, you get 10,000 applications. So the next option is, so should we get a skill? Should we start a job? So most of us are forced into starting a business. You know, going to CC, looking for a problem to solve, incorporating an idea, a company, then we'll come here self-employed. So this, and this rating is better than this, because here you own your time, you have freedom, you are your boss, nobody can fire you, you can't, anything goes here. But you see, of these 30 million plus small businesses we have in this country, about 98% of us are still here. We tend to own the business, but invariably the business owns us. What has not happened is that we don't have a life outside of the business, including myself, I'm sorry to say, right? But the magic happens in quadrant 3, here, where you now have systems, when you have structure, when you have processes, when your business, there are arguments today around which company is the oldest company in the world. What moves a company from 1-year-old to 10-year-old and to 100 years old? How do companies go that long and outlive their founders? You know, my friends, what we have seen from the work we do is what I've summarized as Fantastic 5. There are 5 things that make companies post amazing numbers and become transgenerational. 5 things. And at the core of those 5 things is your business systems and structure. And I will start from the first thing. You want to run a big company, you want to run a wow company, you want to run a great company. Number 1, it starts with talent. The people. You see, today, the Fortune 100 companies, the Fortune 500 companies seems to attract the best heads. Why? Because they have the most kind-seen incentives, right? So, say for instance, 2006 when I left Futa, we're doing a job, we're doing an interview at VGC for Nikon, that company that time. I think they're still running. And fortunately for me, I finished with the 2-2, so you can imagine. But today, the call for bright mind is typically first class or 2-1, less than 23 years old. Do you understand? So companies want the best hands. And if you run a small business in Nigeria, we are in, what do you call that when they're doing Champions League balls, pairing. Sure. This is draw, and that draw there's a bowl. What do you call that? A seed, Abby?
Yeah, seed.
Is it seed in hand? If you run a small business in Nigeria, there's seed A, seed B, seed C, seed D. We are in the D. What happens is that the Facebook and Google and Microsoft and Coca-Cola and IBM picks, right? They pick first. Like starting offer for Facebook, Google, $7,000. Thank you for coming. opening, just come and work. I don't know if anybody here can pay somebody that in a month. So they pick. Then the elitist company in Nigeria, you know, the biggest company in Nigeria today in terms of numbers, revenue is MTN. MTN has done 1-point-something trillion. In fact, they did 1-point-something trillion 12 months last year. They've done over 1 trillion in 9 months this year. That's a lot in one financial year. Not to talk about what Nestle is doing, not to talk about what Tolerant Group is doing, not to talk about what Zenith Bank is doing. Amazing numbers that all these companies are posting year on year. And you're wondering, in this same economy, where are they see this money? You know, one, the talent has to be good, has to be touched. So I'll just end that talent conversation as I summarize on this Fantastic Five with this movie Suits. Michael Rose and the reporter, what do you call that guy? Is it Michael Rose and Steve Harvey. The company they were working for, where did they recruit from? Harvard Law. They don't employ anybody in that company except from where? Except from Harvard. Except from Harvard. So it's just a call for talent. Nobody wants to employ 2-2 or third class. Everybody looking for cream to la creme to come and help them do their work, and it's very, very important. The second thing, in my opinion, is measurement, evaluation, right? Tracking KPIs, giving JDs, looking at NPRs, looking at annual review. Like this year, this December and in January, a lot of companies are doing year-end review, strategy session, goal setting, vision boarding, whatever, team bond, whatever. You know, it's a time where people take a pause and evaluate. Then the third thing is marketing and sales. Company where it will grow or sell. Who no sell, no will grow, right? So people don't just become big by mouth, they become big by numbers. With Smida, a small business in Nigeria is any business that is doing less than 10 million naira in a year, and that's just is too pathetic. How do you run a business and the whole year you are doing 10 million, not profits, revenue? It means you are just averaging less than $1 million a month. Revenue, Jesus, that's not enough. That's not good. Some person can say, what are you doing? You're wasting your life. Stop your business, go and pick up a job, right? But we say, okay, put in the grind, let's see if this thing will turn around. And look at the numbers. In America today, Amazon has the biggest revenue. $551 million in 1 year. You know, in Nigeria, MTN has the biggest revenue, 1.2 trillion. Right? So companies are doing amazing numbers. We must step our hours of talent. Remember the second one? Measurement. Marketing and sales. Funding. You need money to grow, to scale. We look at Kuda today, they're almost everywhere. Why? Because they did a Series B that gave them $55 million You know, you look at some other banks, or some other banks, or some other companies, or some people need money to be where they need to be and do what they want to do, acquire assets, do investment, do a lot of things. And the last thing, just at the heart of it, if I have a flip chart, I'll put talent here, I'll put measurement here, I'll put marketing and sales here, I'll put funding here. Then in the middle, I'll put systems and structure. What system and structure does is that it makes everybody replaceable, such that if you are not around, I'm looking for that statement, I think I had it somewhere. If you are not around, oh sorry, maybe the one I did yesterday was it should be somewhere. I'm so sorry, I'm thinking this. Okay. Oh, it's somewhere here. That is on cut time. So what the system and structure does anyway is that it makes anyone and everybody replaceable. So last year, my Plus Innovation, I run a tech space, a co-working space in Alausa, Beju and Ota, you know, given our work with Facebook and Google, was supposed to get a $10,000 grant from African Development Bank, and they asked for a couple of things, and we didn't have two of that, and we missed out. That was last year. As I speak to you today, there's a new call. If you run an ESO, Entrepreneurship Support Organization, see, I'm in a funding, grant, equity space, so I get a lot of information and I share as much as I get also. It is very easy to get funded, to raise money, once you have the right structure and documentation. Those are the two very important things. So let's start from the very simple things of what a business structure is. How does a company move from 1 year to 10 years to even 100 years? Like, again, I think it's talent, it's measurement, it's selling, it's funding, and it's systems. It is talent, it is measurement, it is sales, it is funding, and it is system, right? And at the heart of the system is also technology. Very good. We need technology to scale now. What are some of the benefits of having this? It allows for growth, the business will grow, you can add additional skill, you prevent breakdown, right? So my business is not people-centered. I don't have a starman effect or a key man risk when my most experienced, my most talented staff leaves. No. It's like urban on the good transfer. Soldier go, soldier come, barrack will remain. You know, once you have a winning template at any of the big corporates, it's not so much about the people, it's so much about the process. I've worked so much with IBM in this country, Churchgate, 5th and 6th floor, this VI here. They will tell you IBM is the biggest technology company in the world. They're over 100 years old. A senior Ericsson, senior Tesla, senior Google, senior Facebook, senior Microsoft. In fact, they even have shares in Microsoft. Don't forget, as the story goes, Bill Gates learned mainframe computer in IBM.
Yeah, it's true.
So the goals is saying, as innovative as IBM is, they'll say, don't come and think for us, follow our SOP. Do you understand? I used to cringe when I hear those statements when we're in a meeting there. Okay, we're in the tech age, we're in the young millennial, Gen Z, innovation and everything. It's like you wanting to create an alert. And when my bank is saying, don't come and dance rough play here. This is where we have something running. Procedure, process, protocol. If you want to play rough play, if you want to try an experiment, do it with alerts. Do you understand what I'm saying? So companies that are spinning off SBUs to allow for innovativeness and innovation. Do you understand? Whereas what is proven, what is known, what is working, they don't change it. So IBM says, don't come and be creative for us here. Follow our SOP. What is SOP? Standard operating procedure. We've proven, tried, tested these things for over 100 years. There's a video of IBM on YouTube. You can check it, 100 by 100. When IBM crossed 100 years, 5-6 years ago, they did a short video called 100 by 100. It showed all IBM, their top 100 innovations, including this our card that we use, ATM card, was an IBM innovation, including ATM machine. was IBM Innovation, including street lights, was IBM Innovation. Mad, complex company, but you see, they're not as crazy today as Facebook, Google, and the likes. They be elephants, we don't chop elephant, they're just resting with so much money in reserve. So what am I saying? At 100 years plus is simply SOPs, systems. These things are very difficult to do. They are like what in finance, they're all called sunk funding. They are building another high-rising in Ikoyi, right? Everybody wants to see how high it can go. Say, wow, give me 22 floor, Lagos Continental, right? But you are going 22 floors. I'm sorry, you need to go further down depth before height. Systems and structure is depth. Once your business have systems and structure, people know the CM. I know the CM. So a lot of people don't pay attention to that. They pay attention to the high rising, to the money in the bank, to awards and social media and pictures and this and that. And if you are not careful, those businesses will not live beyond the lifetime of the founder. We have examples, Concord. We have examples, several businesses don't go beyond their founders. They did so well, make no mistake about that. But they are the lifetime of the business, as bad as it is, the lifetime of the founder. Why? Because they paid too much attention to the high rising rather than the depth. You know, the dirty work is the foundation. That is what makes a company go from 1 year to 10 years to 100 years and even beyond. Right? So what are some of these things? And the very simplest of it is company incorporation. Okay? And I would advise you, do a limited liability company. That is where your business structure is. There's some kind of funding you cannot get as a sole proprietorship, as an enterprise. It's so impossible. I'm telling you. For instance, you can't even get any equity investment because you don't have shareholding. As business name 8,000 naira at CAC. Do the one of 45 if you're using a lawyer. And at this time, you can even register as one person. Immediately after that, you go to brand name. You do your brand identity, you do your trademark at 35,000 naira. You do your domain and hosting, right? Then you transition straight into social media. Right now, you are owning all your brand identity. You have a name is registered, you have the domain, you have the trademark, you have your team, very important, and you go to bank accounts. These things that I mentioned are very, very important, and they are part of having systems and structure in your business. As simple as this sounds, if you call any 10 business owners in the room, not the 10 of them can raise up their hand that they have all these 5 things, not the whole 10. They will typically fall at 4. Most people fumble at 10. You don't have tax, both personal tax and in some instances your business tax. It's very, very, very important. Yeah. So we'll move on to the next level of building the systems, right? Just so, but the next one is to have a corporate essence, have a profile, a good profile that speaks about your vision, your people, your team, your core value, what you intend to do, you know, and have a good pitch deck, right? A good brochure, a pitch deck. That is also part of having. Some people ask you, oh, can we meet you? What do you do? Like a company profile that can introduce your product and services to what you do. The next one here is to do a business model canvas. It's part of having a simple structure to your business. After this is so simple, it helps to explain your business to yourself and your team and anybody in a very simple one-page document. Then we can develop this into a business plan. A business plan is also part of your business structure because a business plan is a 360 degrees of your business. It involves your strategy, your operations, your marketing, your finance, your risk, everything at a glance, right? So that is also very important. Let me talk about another one that is also important: seal, company seal, letterhead and seal. We're in an age where people are not paying attention to letterhead again. You want to get money from anywhere, an investor, a bank, they ask you write a letter requesting for the money in your company letterhead paper, and you must put your company seal. How many of you have a company and have a seal? It's important. Another structure you must have in your business is a checkbook, a current account for yourself and for your business. In the today Nigeria, outside of grants, towards debt and equity, it is very almost impossible to raise money without having a possessor check. Because a possessor check is an instrument of repayment and collateral towards any soft loan. I'm not talking about very sophisticated fund. Any fund, Stanbic IBTC, Standard Chartered. Standard Chartered brought an offer 2 months ago, 20 million naira. Structures to have, including your mobile apps, your Google My Business. These are the soft sides to your structure. But the hardware now is now these guys, your people, organogram, JD, KPIs, staff handbook, employment letter, ID card, having the CRM, having a accounting system, whether Wave, Sage, all of this is what enables us to run a proper structure in our business. Thank you so much. I wish us all the best. All right, and so whether you're running a transport business, whether you're running creative animation, or you're doing selling food, all these structures, all these systems, they cut across for all businesses. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's clap for this. So we have 20 minutes for questions, so we're going to open it up. If you have questions for you, I need practical questions so that we can really get the meal out of this.
Okay, so I don't because you detailed a lot of structures. So I was like, you're trying to create a structure in order to get funding, but the cost of setting up that all those things, you might spend it on the structure and at the end of the day not have money to put in the business. Yeah. So that's just what I was just checking about all the stuff you're saying.
Yeah, this structure thing, does it have to be this expensive?
Yeah, it's really expensive.
It shouldn't be.
Because the staff and all this guys just for the structure alone. And you need money for your business, but just and all this while you go through, it's time and energy to set up that.
Okay, so let me see if I can try and explain that. The truth is, you can organize a training and call it attendance fee, 50,000. So the person see it as a cost. Or you can flip it in the person's brain and they say your investment, 50,000. Which one do you prefer?
Investment.
Which one do you prefer?
Investment.
Investment, right? What are we doing? We're flipping it. We're flipping it. So you are still looking at it as a cost, but I'm helping you say that it's an investment. Whether you are using it towards raising funds or not, is an investment to the business. Don't forget I said, it is like your 22-story building in Ikoyi. What you are looking at, and what everybody here wants to see and praise you for, is how many floors you are going. But what gives your business the real kick, the stability over the ties and the stumps is what?
Can I rephrase this question?
Yes.
Animation is not like agriculture or like banking.
Yeah.
It's not as it's lucrative, but it's not. We are all in a kind of starting phase, as it were. So, and when I hear things, in fact, my own question was like, this your stuff is like you just sorry, I can be very blunt sometimes. I'm like this your presentation is like you just came to wow us and somehow make us feel like maybe this is beyond our reach. Kind of. No, I'm sure some people have that feeling, because if you see all these things, you may begin to think like, my journey is still far.
Yeah.
So I think to paraphrase and because I have somebody who's a stop motion artist, she has won awards and all that, and I'm sure she wants to move her business to the next level. But the truth is, these things, they are so much. Even someone like me, who runs a studio, I've traveled abroad, I still find it daunting. And so honestly, when you say you can raise 10 million, I tried to raise 10 million from a bank, they didn't give me. So to show that if someone like me is having challenges with my name, I've done Comic Con, done all those things, I'm taking that challenge. How much more somebody who has not
Started herself.
Yeah, so
Imagine that.
please break it down. Let's
Let me
calm
break it
down.
down. Let me break
If it's not possible for us, let's know.
Okay, let me break it
Tell
down.
us the truth.
Let me tell you. Welcome to
Don't want-
version 3.0. Version 3.0. Yesterday, I got a request from somebody in the creative industry. It's on my WhatsApp. I want to show Mr. Ayo. They want to do a token, NFT stuff for his big celebrity in Nigeria. And they need a lot of money. And from the what they sent to me, the thing was too good. It was too nice. It's on my phone. Where was I yesterday? Yesterday was Friday, I think. I was in a training in the office. We did a findability session. I said, Baba, I will call you. I did for one session. I finished in the evening. I looked at it. First of all, they need the money in December. December is a bad time to raise money in Nigeria. Yes, debt. And even investment. Most investors are doing party with their family or vacating. Banks are doing reports to CBN because financial year ends December 31. So we have a law. I say it's too late. It's closed, right? So let me cut that because of time. For the creative industry, it's very tight. The biggest money we've had in the creative industry as facility was the BUI Creative Fund, 30 billion or so, I don't know, I can't remember. Who assessed it, who got it? The challenge with funding is that we don't understand yet your business. It's too intangible. It's too intangible. Finance does not understand funding creatives. So what we propose is alternate financing. Alternate financing. The regular structure of funding, like this 5 million naira, sterling this one, it shouldn't fit. To be a credit mismatch, the truth be told. So we found out that people that have done well in the creative industry in Nigeria are using alternate source of funding, not conventional instruments. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, if I may add to that, right? And I say this because of my own experience. I've, like I mentioned, I started going into venture capital just to solve this kind of problem, right? To understand because of how my...
So you can have a VC focused fund for creatives.
Exactly, right? And there are those models around the world whereby you see, in fact, many of the big gaming companies today that are successful actually started from a VC fund, right? And what we are seeing in terms of going into the blockchain...
And we have some angels in Lagos that are doing creative. Like Toby Davis, the president of LAN, one of his early investments was this comic, Striker.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so he's very open to...
But the thing is that we need to get to a point that there are more people interested in financing creatives, right? Than where we are currently today. Today is that we don't, as he has rightly said, there are not many people who understand the business model.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you. I'm tired of hearing that there are so many people. Where are they? There are so many people. How many people has access them?
See, what I'm saying
Even
is
this
that...
Davis that you are talking about, I'm trying to push and get to him. You know, it's like
an introduction.
It's a very funny thing. I'm very passionate about this industry. Doing RendaCon for me is not about coming to come and big way. It's about solving the animation problem. It's about solving this issue and making people rich and have money.
Mr. Ayo, animation today. The biggest way to get funding for animation is development partners and grants.
Thing is simple. Let's say it as it is.
Like I have friends, I have clients that I've gotten Kisoso guy, this guy that doing Kinoso. He runs a creative studio, Kinoso, the Kinoso concept.
Yeah.
We did something with him that was funded by British Council. This is their creative fund.
Or the other way
that I helped him put up the material, right? So we have people like that. We also have a GIZ fund for creatives too. Yeah. We also have a MasterCard Foundation fund for creatives. So because so there are pipelines.
Okay, are there another question?
See, this structure, this thing, you can say is a cost, yes, but I would rather plead with you to see it as an investment. Then number two, don't look at it wholesale. on a rolling basis. How do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? It is on a rolling basis. Everything will not hit you or your account or your... No, if it is one you do in a while, but see it as a need and a journey. The most important thing is there is a need of the business. You must have staff. You should have staff. We think even if you want to go lane, going lane does not mean no staff. Everything cannot start and end with you. How do you have a life? How do you have a business? You must have operations, marketing, creative, audit, accounting. You must have staff. No matter how small your unit is and no matter how big your output is, you know. And typically what I've seen in business, we are more challenged because we don't have what they call working capital. 90% of businesses in Nigeria, what you are seeing as an expense should typically have been provided for by your business. Businesses should have working capital, whether I sell or not, whether I make it or not.
Yeah.
I have this leeway or burn rates to run my business. Do you know how long Twitter ran before they generate profits? How long is Twitter today? Maybe 16 years. They ran for 12 years at a loss, and they were still afloat.
Okay, you are borrowing money.
Maybe. But the most important thing is that there was cash in the business.
But VCs always take more risk, and that's why they say you shouldn't go to banks to ever, because VCs
can allow you all this
like,
expenses and loss
through those
until
risks.
you exactly.
And even
You
Pixar,
know?
you look at Pixar. I mean,
Sorry, when I speak, I'm speaking from this side. So my question, I understand what you are saying, but sometimes I like to speak from this side as well.
Do business thing.
I'm not facing the challenge that some people are facing, but I've been there.
Yes.
And the truth is that you can't. You have to just. Everything is a process.
Yeah, true.
Spoof today is what it is today, not because we just swallowed into it. We've been doing it for 5 years. In fact, when we began, we were like the ridicule of town. Everybody was laughing at us.
I used to know that your office or studio in Oakland.
We're not in a duplex space. So they laughed at us. They were the joke of the town. Then that what are they going to do? They want to do 2D animation. 2D animation is dead. Everybody is doing 3D now. But right now, there are people who are going to 2D now. Because of spoof, because of the things they are seeing us do. So I understand that it's a process. And I like what you said. It's like building it. It's a big elephant. You can't eat it at once. So. It is small, it is small. We ate it small.
Yeah.
But one thing that you will know about spoof, we are never the same person we were last year. Never. And that's why we moved office 3 times.
Yeah.
We started from a small room. The office was this small. In fact, it was so bad that the 5 of us, when we sweat like this, the smell in that place.
The sweat is great.
Let me crack a joke. There was a time somebody, I don't know where to go out from the office. As he opened the door, the thing came out. The people in the other office, they shouted, "Close your door, close it!" So do you have any other question? I have a question, but I want you guys to...
Sorry, I wanted to ask, have you ever worked with non-profits?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right. What kind of funding models will work in our economic system, in this territory?
Non-profit, again, like I would say, is development partners and grants. Development partners and grants. I'll give you an example. In the space, the enterprise space that I am in, the 2 biggest, 3 of them are the 2 biggest non-profit people that are doing amazing numbers in terms of funding and projects is EDC, Faith Foundation, and Leap Africa. And the 3 of them are registered as non-profits, GT. But the amount of project transactions and funding that they get is like budgets. How is Shawnee they getting money for budgets?
Okay, so I have a question. And the question is, I think that spoof would have gone faster if we could get a VC. And I remember this young man here. I'll reveal your secrets now. I don't know, because my question is this. It's like somehow we crazy people, it's like we don't know where to get information.
Yeah.
And we are lost.
Yeah.
You see things happening. I just going over our heads. The only time we hear things is in
after
news.
it has ended.
You know, and I'm sorry, one of the reasons why I set up RENDACON, you know, is because I want to create a platform. I want to create a platform whereby if you come to RENDACON,
yes,
you get information.
Yeah.
So please, my question is this: these VC people, where are they?
Where are they?
How do we access them?
How do we access them?
Is there a club you must join? How much is it to join the club?
Yes, there's a club. There's a club. You know. So I think that the creative and the creative industry need to come up on board more. Especially if you want to. So for now, that space is being dominated by the tech startup guys, you know. So pre-COVID, up until 2019, the whole Lagos was vibing. Like Google was spending, and Dela was spending, Facebook was spending. It was a spending competition.
Yeah.
And there's meetup everywhere. There are ecosystem, what they call it ecosystem events. This kind of place, that kind of place. Yeah. CC Hub in Yapa, this place, oh boy, you go tired now.
Cashing out.
You know, COVID happened and everybody went on the side, but there's still funding. Like the materials are out there. Like this year, tech startup in Nigeria have raised over $4 billion. Africa, and of that Africa, Nigeria, 70% of that money came into Nigeria. The rest of Africa shared 30%. So there's a community, there's an ecosystem. You know, there was one that I attended. I wanted to try and get you an IV. There's a couple of different groups, you know, that we just need to break into.
Yeah.
There's LAN, there's Urban, there's VC4A, there's Yemi Kerry, Rising Tide, and a women group doing their stuff.
For women, right?
Yeah, there's Ingressive by this other lady. You know,
and you think that we qualify to be in this group?
Yes.
Hold on, because I followed some of those people.
Yes.
Right. VC4AA for Africa and all those kind of people. I think what is missing, right, is that they are picking traditional business people.
They are picking traditional tech businesses.
So
regular.
Yeah.
They don't pick your regular SME.
Exactly. They pick traditional tech
They
business.
pick 4 verticals that are hot: fintech, mobility, edutech, and what's the last one? I can't remember. Agric is hot. Agritech, fintech, education, and
basically those models, right?
And health.
So what I'm trying to say is that they say you cannot give what you don't have, right? And I think for we in creatives, right, we need to kind of form our own business club, right, where we can invite the publishers. You have this kind of people from the French, from Annecy, the publishers, right? The publishers, the people who are buying up this content, the people who are investing in this content, right? We need to drag them from wherever they are, right, and form our own. Outside of, I'm not saying we cannot partner with VC for Africa, right? But we need to pull these international publishers, which is why I actually got there to actually know who they are.
Yeah.
Right? We need to pull them in, set up our own investment club, right? Set up our own angel investment fund from these people, and start backing the content and backing the content we know, backing the companies we know, and building an ecosystem.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And let me flesh. Let me flesh that.
I'll break that jinx now.
Is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Exactly. I'll break that jinx now.
Because the challenge now is you cannot do creative.
Exactly. When do you want me to start wasting my time doing that?
So there are 3 players. There are 3 players in the market.
So let me hold on. Let me break Ayo down. Right?
No,
I will break it because you're the one that is carrying signboard. I will break it.
Yeah, right? Because this event must go.
I will break you. You're the one carrying signboard. You have reached a stage now.
Yes.
Right? 10 years. You started all this journey. 10 years. You have your networks, right? Outside, leave the local people, leave the Nigerian people. You have Alliance Francaise beside you, right? I'm sure if you talk to Alliance Francaise to bring the people who are funding Annecy, they will bring.
You want to kill me?
So you don't understand what he's saying.
This is one of my network that I brought here.
See, hold on, sir. What's his name, sir? What's your name, sir?
Benedict.
Mr. Benedict. In the market, there are value chains. You can't do. You are asking him to change his business model. He cannot do spoof
Exactly.
and mobilize the market for funding. It's tough.
They can't.
There are three people. There are the funders, there are the creative, and there are the facilitators. In tech, I'm not a funder, I'm not a founder. I'm an ecosystem advocate. That's my portfolio. I'm not a tech startup guy, I don't code anything. And I don't have the money to keep them yet. But I'm an ecosystem advocate. So you need ecosystem advocate for creative. That will bring creatives and that will bring the funder. Let me tell you one of the ways to do it. Organize what they call, take these two words, they are industry lingua. Organize a deal day or a demo day.
Yep.
Organize a deal day. If you do RENDACON again, organize a deal day or a demo day. See, we have investors today that have funds, but what we don't have.
Just to answer him, you know, at Lagos Comic Con, I brought Ernest to Lagos Comic Con.
Yeah, I saw
and 3 people were flown to France.
Thank
because
you
of that.
Exactly. What
That's
we don't
happening
have
next year.
is ready startup that will access those money. Sincerely. When we went for that 8 years, this Africa Angel Investment, blah blah, that went to the British Commission. Now we have people come from different parts of Africa, and they were asking, you run a Plus Innovation Hub. How many startups do you have in your hub? I told them. How many of them are funding ready? So maybe we have 20 startups, but only 2 are funding ready. Where are the 2? One fintech and one edutech. But we can't just have 2. They need more. They need to see a pipeline. They need to see a pipeline. If we are here, we are 20, and we are all creative, and of the 20 creatives, 10 of us are funding ready. And again, it goes back to my question. If you want to be funding ready, then you must have some basic of these things now.
Yeah.
If you don't get pitched there, which investor won't give you money? You say it's the cost. If your company is not registered, you win a Tony Emilelu grant. Which account will they credit the money? Is it in your pockets? In positioning for grants today, you can't even just have Naira accounts. You can't even just have, because some of your partners are they're paying in euros.
Yeah.
I missed a 10,000 euros from African Development Bank. Do you think Plus Innovation Hub does not have a euro account? They will not pay you in Naira now. They will not credit your Naira account. So you need to have a USD account. You need to have a pounds account. All of that is forward thinking.
Yeah.
You need to have a website. Put your website there, www. They will check you up. Submit your pitch deck. Do this, do that. It's not just about cost. It's also an investment.
I want to ask us a question, and I need your honest opinion. And there's something I'm thinking about, because if you know me and you know my life, one of the things I've tried to solve problems. I'm a solution provider. I try to solve problems. I've done it in the comic industry. I solved problems there. I'm trying to do it in the animation industry. There's something I'm trying to work on. But I don't know the name to call it. I hate associations. I hate associations. I don't want to call it associations. So the question I want to ask is, because I know everybody here is connected to animation, that you give us a name to call it. I want to set up something, like I said, maybe just 20 people, and who believe in what I'm about to do. So that, and the whole idea is this: we are going to employ a lawyer in that space. So that lawyer will take care of all of us. We can get a consultant that will pay retainership, and it will help those, even just 20 people. No, you are not our client now. Said that we are.
No, you are going wholesale now. When you are putting the numbers to it.
Okay,
but that
if you are interested, because I know if I can get, because I've gotten Olisa Bakuba, the daughter. Yeah. She's also interested.
There's those that can do the formalization.
Yes, so the legal part.
Yeah.
You know, I know that if I
we will help. So I have another startup called businesstalk.online. You can check it out. We do pitch deck, proposal, business plan, marketing, all the business documentation.
Because for the animation industry is easier to sell than even the comic industry. My good friend there is in the comic space. Comic is very tough. In fact, it got so I got tired of comics. I just said, let's. But animation is easier to really get some funds. So, are you giving me a word that you're interested in?
Yes, I am, 100%. Why not?
So
what I will also do is that
if everybody is interested,
you now put it on a program.
Yes, I will.
Next year you are doing 1 deal or 2 deals.
Yes,
right?
yes.
I will come into a room. I tell you,
it's an exclusive club. If you're not in that
I'll tell
club.
you this. I bring people that have money. I'll tell you.
Exactly, you bring them, Abby.
They'll sit down. They'll listen to you.
Yes.
You call it pitching, call it
Exactly.
call it everything.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes.
And you have a 3 minute, a 10 minute, don't call it your own mini dragons then. The truth is, my
You
friend,
must solve this
there
thing.
is no clear-cut money outside for creatives.
Yeah.
It's not there. I've done finance on my days of VC, now 15 years. It's not there. Then you have to create it yourself. Then we have to go and meet people that think they say they understand creative and say, we have these amazing things happening. Come and listen to this person. Come and hear this person. They want to scale. They need this additional fund. They need this additional money. And then you must be ready to give a stake because you are going the equity. Equity is take and stake. If you take, they will stake. And you
So
avoid
what no, I will put it in the public space. So if you see it, just
I've already told you.
you are interested. So what do we call it?
We'll think about the name. You see,
No, I mean not
I
the
want
name now.
to
I mean,
give you a contrary idea to where you don't like clubs and associations.
I don't like association.
Surprisingly, the tech ecosystem survive in terms of clubs and associations.
Exactly.
If
Yeah, but
Facebook wants to do
association or
anything,
club,
Paris Club is actually
A club, I like a club.
They'll say Facebook Developer Circle. You might even know that. Google Developers with GDP. Community. Facebook will now do anything outside of community. Google, and if you know that community, nothing will touch your hand. Because now you've aggregated the market. Do you know that? Sorry, this is my last take on this. As Plus Innovation Hub, about 3 years old, there's a body of all hub owners and tech startups. We are in that place. Typically, when they wanted to do the Nigeria startup bill, Nigeria Bosun, Kola, I know, Osika, everybody that is into tech and co is in that group, and it's a WhatsApp group, and it's an association.
I'm sorry to say. Sorry, the reason why I'm asking all these questions because there are some questions you cannot really ask personally.
So community is better.
So I've been in the industry for a long time. I've been doing comics for 20 years, animation like for 5-6 years. And what I realized is that the crowd in the animation and comic space, they're quite different from the crowd in tech.
So you have to.
They are different animals. They are different animals.
Yeah.
I'm in an association right now. An animation. I don't want to mention those of us who are into animation.
So people don't like to collaborate.
They don't. In fact, you post something, and nobody would comment. Nobody will talk about it. Nobody will share.
Everybody is just
There's this stupid rivalry
crowd
of,
mentality.
and it's so frustrating when you are trying to help, a particular group, so it's
surprisingly,
and it's because
the tech ecosystem used to be like that.
Yes, I'm going there.
Before
The truth is that the reason why the tech space is probably different is because you keep quiet when there's money. You have to obey, and that's why I prefer a club. Meaning you pay something to join this exclusive club. You don't just, because when it's free, association is free, just join, and then you are in it. There's nothing to lose.
But if you also pay, you have to now outline the benefits.
Of course, then I would go to work.
Yeah.
I will go to work.
And if you do that, you now need an ES, you need an executive secretary.
Exactly. Then you go to work, set up the structure, know that there's somebody who's going to contribute this amount of money to enjoy these benefits. I can't bring a lawyer, and the lawyer is charging us for retainership. And then at the end of the year, to pay the person, we can't pay the person. Where's the money coming from? So I think on that note, please do you enjoy this session?
Yes.
Thank you. And let me say hello and hi to my colleague Jacob.
Hey Jacob. Can you stand up and see?
Thank you, Jacob. Greatness that just came in. Coach Greatness.
Thanks for coming.
She's an HR specialist. Anything organogram, personnel, staffing.
Yeah.
I don't talk that. I don't like HR. I do funding, marketing, and technology. Anything outside those three things.
So thank you very
Thank you,
much,
sir.
Mr. Edward SNA. I really enjoyed this because I spoke my mind. No. There's a lot of pretending and all that going around. Who are you packaging for? No serious packaging. They don't have money, but you packaging. And I'm going to take you up on this club.
Community.
I don't want community.
You don't want community club?
It's club. It's club. When we grow to a particular size that we become a community, we will now throw it open and then we'll make it it's better for me to look. We're having a club session at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And the members come for it. We bring in investors. They know that these people are serious. Some people are not serious. I'm sorry to say, some people are not ready to make money in this industry. They're just ready to come to play. They just have an idea and they just want to play with their computers and do something. They're not ready to transform. And that's why, you know, RENDACON, we attached a fee. You know, because I don't just want, you know, we told the owners of the space, we said, look, we want people who are serious. If you pay money to come here, you must be serious. You understand what I'm saying? So, and that's a way of screening some set of, because unserious people, they give you the most problem. They're the ones that have ideas, they're the ones that will say all the big ideas, but you now say, yeah, let's execute it. Sure. I have a brief, sorry, I have a brief I'm trying to finish. You think me I don't have brief to finish in my office? You know, so thank you very much for choosing to be part of this.
Thank you, sir.
And I will definitely communicate to us through our RENDACON platform. Whoever is interested to join, we will let you know how we have an entrance fee, where you can join this exclusive club. And I'm trying first quarter to organize, what do we call it, a club night or something. That will first quarter, a demo day, whereby those who have good content that are ready, we can show it and then we can ask the VCs to take ownership of those contents, probably a percentage we give them. And then with my connection in Europe and all that, we can easily sell those contents, get co-producers. Let me tell you.
Kola has money now. Kola is not just.
Let me tell you, I was talking to the French ambassador. Yeah, I was talking to the French ambassador. One of the things that they said was that they have money to give us, but they don't know who to give.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just.
Jesus.
Do you understand? So the problem is
no, sincerely, that's
they don't know what to give.
Yes,
I've had a senior colleague in BOI that at his performance review, they almost sacked him. His target is a credit officer, right? His target was to give out like 2 billion a year. And he gave us less than that. And they almost sacked him. Yes.
You know, so in a way we are losing money on ground because many of us are not trained. So in this club, we're going to be training how to do pitch decks because I've done a lot of pitch decks. I know a good story. I know a good story that will sell, I will not sell. So we'll be doing those screenings and there will be loads and loads of benefits. We want next year RENDACON. We want to show that even if it's just 2 people
that got funded,
that will be successful.
Money. So the challenge again will be the way tech startups are getting money.
We will not start getting money like that
for creatives too, like that.
To speak to
another challenge is how do we get in the tech space? I have a lot of tech startups that have gotten money in my hub and other places. How do you? One of the challenge for everybody here is to be investor deck ready. If you do VC or angel, you understand what that means. So that when it's time for you to show or tell somebody what you are
into, ready.
You just send a good pitch deck. I can send 1 or 2 to IO to send to everybody. When you see better deck,
then
seriously.
I would say one of the first issues that we need to be challenged.
Then if you run a business, you go and prepare your deck like that. Then we can now look at where to transmit it to, who to give it to.
All right, I think we can go on and on.
Hold on, let me add something. With the investment club, right, that you want to set up, and he can bear witness, is that the issue around taxation and securities and all those kind of things in our country, safe investments, taxation becomes a big issue. And this is why this is why I'm mentioning it, right? Okay. So in terms of your registration,
there's a legal person that will sit to all of that.
Apart from the legal person, the registration for the investment club, right? Because if you look at Junior, all of them that have done IPOs and everything, they actually have when they incorporated, it was actually outside of the country. They didn't incorporate in Nigeria because we don't have those laws. We don't have those laws that will support venture capital. So any company who is doing IPO, who is raising money and everything, there are 2 places they either go to. Right, they either go to Delaware in USA or they register in Mauritius. Right. Once this is done, right, then you can get, because those investors are now safe with their own money, to invest. That means you have the legal
especially
structure.
Foreign investors.
Especially foreign investors. Now for the startups, now for we that are here, what that means is that for you to even attract people like what IO, the investment club, is, you need to start thinking about that yourself, right? You may not do that at your first investment check, right?
It's on the
but
journey, you have it in the pipeline.
Exactly, but it must come if you want to grow, like Pixar. Except you want to become Matchbox, you can stay just do. But if you want to grow like Pixar, you must think about that funding, that registration,
that allows you to get the appropriate funding.
Exactly. So there is Mauritius there within Africa. I hear Malawi is now coming on. as an investment destination where you can do research.
There's even a platform. Let me even scatter this finance. Sorry. Tola, one of the guys that Tola Diniji, one of the guys that worked on this Africa Free Continental, he has a platform called norebase.com. You can check it out. NOREBASE. Norebase. With Tola's Norebase platform, you can scale your business across Africa without traveling, including funding, including trademark, including incorporation, including market penetration.
So NORE.
Yeah, NORE. Yes, then base, not base. So it's so amazing what he has done, and we can even bring him. We were at the AfriLab technology people. We went to Aso Rock on the invite of the vice president. So I met him, for the first time, and he was introducing me to that platform. You can check it out at the click of the button. You can take your business global with little stress, including writing corporation. So, but what I was saying initially was that if we get a very sound lawyer, for instance, she should be able to guide so that we don't run into early traps or loopholes.
Like your French people.
Yeah. No, if it's that one is already.
They will be interested in this.
Yeah, already interested.
So
it's just that we need to just have I've been through a lot, so I know what I'm talking about. All right, thank you very much. The last session is going on at the VIP also. If you are interested, let's move there and close the night there.